Hey there, homeowners and home buyers. This is Amir, Syed with your Mortgage Minute. So I'm really happy. We have one of the most reputable real estate agents in Chicago, Choi, and I'm going to be asking him some specific questions to help you make the best decisions during your home buying journey. And if you're homeowners, this could be very helpful for you in your future purchases. So Tommy, welcome. Please tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name's Tommy Choi. I'm the co-founder of the Weinberg Choi residential team with the soon-to-be Keller Williams Lincoln Park office. Been in the industry for 10 years and top producing agent in Chicago.
Nice. So Tommy, let's get right to it, right? First-time home buyers that are looking to purchase properties that are association controlled. What exactly is a homeowner association do? What is that?
So, the association set monthly assessments. They help pay for the budget of the homeowners association. The common areas, right? Whether in a high-rise building, it's the door staff operating costs, the elevator, the gym, the pool, and then the exterior structure, right? From drywall out. That all there needs to be an operating expense and a budget to help pay for that. So every owner pays their percentage of ownership into that. That's what the homeowners assessments go towards.
Is that going to prevent me in the future from selling if the association dues are extremely high? Will they go higher? Will it turn other buyers off? Tell me more about that.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Especially that Chicago's landscape, the majority of the real estate being purchased and sold are condos, a part of homeowners associations. I say when it comes to assessments, it's not going to deter or attract a large massive buyer pools, whether the assessments are high or low, but it's more subjective. Higher assessments usually are because higher costs of operating the association, paying for a doorman, swimming pool, gym, amenities, elevator building, high rises. So if that's something that appeals to the buyer and that's something that's going to be utilized, then all day it's well worth paying those monthly assessments. I think when it comes to homeowners associations, the bigger thing to look at from a saleable, resaleable future market is the health of the association. What do the reserves look like? Do they have special assessments and projects coming in the future that might be 3-year, 5-year, 10 years out? Because in Chicago, if you're in a 3 to 5 year window of ownership and you have a major project coming up that's going to be a major special assessment, well, that might deter buyers from entering into that building. And that's something that you'd have to be responsible for. Or if you plan to pass that on to your future buyer, it's something that you have to be aware that could attract or not attract those buyers that are coming to your unit.
Talk a little about special assessments. What are those?
Yeah, special assessments are a big buzzword and something that buyers will always ask about. Ultimately, if there's major capital improvements that are going to be made on a building, whether it's a smaller walk-up building or a major high-rise, like a new roof, tuck pointing, maybe it's new carpeting in the hallway, depending on what's been budgeted for, if they don't want to wipe out their reserves, they want to put a certain percentage towards that, or maybe they just want to keep the reserves where they're at, they're going to assess what's called a special assessment. So based on the total amount of what that capital improvement is going to cost, you're paying your percentage of ownership, which is going to be outlined in your bylaws. And you're either paying that as a one-time lump sum, or if it's a larger project, like getting windows done or a roof in a high-rise building, they might finance that and add that into your monthly assessment and increase it a little bit. But it's always something that you want to know, because you don't want to inherit that kind of pass-through of paying for someone's special assessment. So if it's already been slated, it's really important to know that and make sure that it's outlined in your terms in your contract that the seller is going to be responsible for that. If it's something that's been approved for the future, but maybe it hasn't already been assessed out, you want to work with your realtor to come to a win-win so that you're not fully taking on that expense.
Does a homeowner and a potential home buyer have any say at all in their association, about what if they approve for the assessments go up? Are they just in a spin cycle being thrown around wherever they want, or do they have some actual voting rights to control those assessments if they actually move into the unit?
Yeah, no, you as a unit owner, you have a voting right and you have a say. The way that the association assessments are broken down is you're paying your percentage of ownership within the association, and that's always determined by how big your unit is, the size of it that it takes up in the building, and whatnot. It's always spelled out in your bylaw. So that being said, yeah, you have a voting right, and you go to and it's important to go to especially if you're in a bigger association, go to the board meetings that happen, whatever, if it's once a month or every other month. Learn and listen about what's going on, what's being talked about, what budgets are coming up, and so you can plan ahead, and yeah, you definitely have a say.
So Tommy, based on a lot of your answers today about homeowner association dues and how they affect the home buyer's decision making, how important is it to use a real estate agent, and how can one go about picking the right real estate agent?
It's super important. This is the largest purchase of your life, and it's only going to get larger and greater as you grow and become more successful. It's super important to work with an advisor that's a professional that's been doing this more than you have, because a lot of times first-time home buyer, that's the first time they've been a part of a real estate transaction. So you need that guidance and that shoulder to lean on to get that information. And not only just get the information, but then analyze it and explain what this means to your investment, and what this means down the road to your future. I think finding the right realtor, asking, I think that's the best way. Referrals, talking to your lender, asking who the best person is, he'll say it's me. But it's always important to do your due diligence and find someone. I always say, you have a friend that's bought, you have a family member, a coworker that's bought, ask them who was your realtor, did you have a great experience? Talk to them.
Well, Tommy, that was great. I know a lot of people that I meet with have so much anxiety when it comes to homeowner association dues, and I've learned a few things from you, and that's very helpful for me to be able to educate our potential home buyers. So I really appreciate you being here.
No, thank you. Thanks for your time.